So, pardon Steven over here. He still has the lingering effects from the jerky. He ate a little too much.
Yeah,
Was it ghost pepper?
No.
Creeping Reaper.
Carolina Reaper, yeah.
He ate too much Carolina Reaper jerky. So if you didn't see that video, go check it out. But
I still got the hiccups.
He's got the hiccups.
The capsaicin in it.
So I'm sure everybody heard that Conor McGregor pled guilty. And as far as what I've seen, which don't quote me on this, but all the stuff I've seen on the internet, which means it's obviously true, is he pled guilty. He is doing no jail time. He got community service and fines. So now the UFC, Dana White has a solid rock hard boner because now he can
make the
Khabib Conor fight. He can start jerking off Conor again. Which, by the way, I just want to point out from my perspective, if this is anybody else in the UFC, they're gone. They're cut. They're done. It's been proven in the past. You act like this. If anyone watched the old Ultimate Fighters, you know, whenever they trash the house and stuff, Dana White would cut him immediately. So I just wanted to throw that little jab out there that Conor McGregor gets special treatment, which I'm sure everyone understands why.
Well, the Diaz brothers are draws. Like, it's been proven that they bring in the eyes. People love watching them, you know what I mean? And Dana White always pushes them away and makes them like bad guys. The Conor has the same shtick, you know what I mean? And but
so for whatever reason, Dana White loves Conor McGregor. It probably boils down to dollars. I mean, let's not be silly. Why does he love Brock Lesnar? Because he makes some money. You know, why does he love GSP? Because he makes some money. But anyways, so the point of this video is to say, do you think it's justified that Conor McGregor doesn't get in trouble? I mean, do you think he should get in trouble? Do you think that Dana White should have cut him? Do you think he deserves to get just thrown right back up in title contention? I mean, he's had a layoff. He boxed Floyd Mayweather. He got arrested. I mean, is Conor McGregor a walking trouble? You know, is he a ticking time bomb that you don't know what's going to happen?
I don't know. Some people say all that stuff sells, and it does bring eyes to him. You know what I mean? It does brings attention to the whole situation. So at first I was really pissed off when all that stuff happened, and I was like this dude's an idiot. You know what I mean? But it's all that's been talked about throughout all these fight cards now, and he's still like the main point of everyone's attention. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So,
you know, I think Conor McGregor in the UFC is that little kid that never got spanked and never got grounded, and then he grew up and was a total shithead, and the parents were like, well, what did we do wrong? You know, and that's what Dana White has created with Conor, because he's proven that Conor can fight who he wants. He can fight when he wants. He can fight what weight division he wants. He can get arrested. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Why? Because he sells pay-per-views. You know what I mean? So if you're Dana White and you're the UFC, what's more important to you? The integrity of the sport or dollars?
Dude, the integrity of the sport has never been a question of Dana White. Dana White to me is kind of a bully. Like, if it don't go his way, he throws a fit, but then he'll be like contradictive and then like switch the story up on someone else.
Well, how many times has he said this will never happen, and it happens? This guy will never fight in the UFC again. Then he fights. You know, whenever him and Brendan Schaub had their back-to-back,
Dana White's a bully.
He is a bully, and that's what Brendan Schaub said. And Brendan Schaub even said, man, I had multiple fighters, co-workers from the UFC reach out to me and say, thank you, but we can't say it because he's a bully.
Perfect example. So, Colby Covington doesn't want to fight, so they're going to give the Tyron Woodley a fight to Darren Till. So it's like Colby Covington's interim belt doesn't even matter, right? Yet he's mad at Brian Ortega because he didn't want to take a fight for the intern belt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. It's just these fake, made-up rules that you're making, and you're trying to play this little game with the sport that I love. And at first I was like, yeah, you're making it work, you know what I mean? But now I'm kind of like, it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
These intern belts are ridiculous. When these fighters win fights, but it wasn't the performance you like, and you shit on them. Like, what kind of promoter does that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree. Well,
He started to bug me a lot lately. Yeah.
I've never really had a lot of respect for Dana White only because of the way that he does talk to his fighters. It's like, first of all, dude, you're the president of this company.
If it wasn't for them,
you wouldn't be where you're at.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for the Fertitta brothers, you wouldn't be where you're at. So don't sit here and act like you're high and mighty and that you're owed something, because the Fertitta brothers drug you along. You know, so. It's really frustrating, man, and I understand where these fighters come from because that's their livelihood. They spend time on camps. They bring in coaches. They bring in training partners, all like Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou. The consequences of that fight were absolutely enormous. Title shot implications, fight of the night implications. You make one false move, you get knocked the fuck out. And what does Dana White do? Shits all over him. Instead of saying, hey guys, you know, these are two badass brawlers, and neither one of them could do anything because the other one would knock the other one out. Instead of talking realistically, he talks shit on them, and those are your guys. You should be the one defending them. You know, and that's why I have no respect for him. And then when the Conor McGregor
he's
thing
had problems with champions throughout his whole career. You know what I mean? Tito Ortiz, Tyrone Woodley. The list goes on and on. Like,
you know what Dana White should do? Dana White should put on some 4-ounce gloves since he's such a badass like he thinks, and he should get in that ring and he should fight one of them. And then we'll really see. You know, you're tough behind the microphone, and you're tough because you're in the ivory tower making the decisions. But when it comes down to it, he knows every guy on that roster would beat his ass. If one guy just said fuck it and beat the shit out of him, Dana White would be done.
Yeah, these hiccups are annoying the shit out of me.
Anyways, that was just a rant on the Conor McGregor thing. So let us know what you think, and we'll talk to you later.